Dr. Edward is a distinguished academician, trainer, and motivator. Dr. Edward is a syndicate member of the Sri Sankaracharya University of Sanskrit Kaladi, the director of Cochin Heritage Research Center, St. Albert's College, Ernakulam, and the joint secretary of the Conference of Catholic Bishops of India, Office of the Laity, the former president of the Kerala Catholic Students League, joint secretary of Kerala History Association, and co-founder of the Vasco da Gama Research Institute of Cochin. Dr. Edward was also knighted by the Vatican. So over to Dr. Edward.
Let me quickly call upon the other panelists to come to the stage. The first one is Augusto Nogueira from Macau. Please come forward. Then we have Mr. B. Chandrasekhar, IPS, from Punjab, India. Thirdly, we have Ms. Frida Hayati from Indonesia. Welcome. As you know, we are already running a little late, so we'll have to be quickly moving forward. I will introduce them, all three of them, so that I may not have to intervene in between. Mr. Augusto Nogueira, President, Association of Rehabilitation of Drug Dependencies in Macau, briefly called ARTM. He pioneered the needless syringes program in Macau. This ARTM currently runs one needle syringe program, one aftercare department, 2 rehabilitation services, and 1 prevention department, all in various parts of Macau. He's a member of various government commissions that tackle the problems of drugs and work for AIDS control prevention. He was very influential in advocating the necessity to change the drug policy law to allow the implementation of the needle syringe programs and the ban of the law that punished the possession of paraphernalia. Over the years, Augusto has been advocating methods such as MTAR, methadone till abstinence residential, that allow the users of heroin and methadone to seek help in the community center. In 2015, he was awarded with the Medal of Merit by the Portuguese government, and in 2017 was awarded with the Medal of Community Services by Macau SAR. Please welcome Mr. Augusto. Then we have Ms. Frida Hayati, co-founder of Surabaya Peer Counseling and member Green Crescent Indonesia. As co-founder, Surabaya Peer Counselor, Frida's focus is to create crowd helping for vulnerable children and adolescents who suffer from bullying, abuse, and depression. From 2018, she is a member of Green Crescent Indonesia Addiction and Prevention, focusing on smoking cessation program and advocating healthy lifestyle. She is also an active member of Komunitas Peduli Schizophrenia Indonesia Surabaya branch, a community supporting schizophrenia patients and caregivers. Frida is currently a psychiatry resident in medical faculty of Erlangga University, Indonesia. Please welcome Ms. Frida. And we have Mr. B. Chandrasekhar, IPS, Inspector General of Police, Special Task Force, Punjab, India. Mr. Chandrasekhar has been doing excellent work in the STF and has assisted in design and implementation of enforcement, de-addiction prevention strategy of the Comprehensive Action Against Drug Abuse program of Punjab government. He has won the Police Medal of Meritorious Services in 2011, DG Commendation Disc in Central Industrial Security Force Government of India in 2012, Punjab DGB Commendation Disc for successful conduct of elections in 2017, and was All India Police Golf Champion in 2016. He has done Masters in English Literature and Masters in Police Management. He also has an advanced diploma in German. Please welcome Mr. B. Chandrasekhar. We'll go into the presentations. I invite Mr. Augusto.
Okay, good morning. First of all, thank you for the chairman for the introduction. And I'd like also to thank you to the Projeto Venda and to the WFAD for the invitation to allow me to come here. So, good morning to everybody. So, actually, I should speak something different about the reintegration process from the people that they are in our treatment center, but then they change for this topic. And so it's not my, actually we do work on this area, but it's not my specialty. So kind of a rush, I spoke with Bjorn, what should I do? And he told me, well, just present your work that you are doing regarding ARTM, actually Be Cool project, then is that what I'm going to do? Yeah, so I'd like to, okay, just, which one? So I'm Portuguese and I'm working in Macau for 26 years. To those who don't know, Macau is a very small area. It's a special administrative region of China, so I live in a special region, let's say. It's a very narrow, very small place, only with a 700,000 population, so we are very little. The main official language is Portuguese, is the Cantonese and Portuguese. So both they are official language. And jumping to the subject, we have a different kind of schools with different curriculums, so Chinese, Portuguese, international, so different nationalities, different customs, different habits. Most part of we have, I mean, when we focus about drug prevention, we need to focus also in the kind of nationalities, because if we are talking about Chinese, so mainly they are using meth and ketamine. And if we are speaking about the Portuguese or the expact, we are talking then about cannabis, and now a little bit increasing the meth among the people we call Macanese, which is the mix between Portuguese and Chinese. So there's Portuguese and Macanese, and the English people, normally American, they more focus in cannabis, and then the people from Philippines and also Macanese and Chinese are more heroin, ice, and ketamine. Heroin mainly is the old people, 60, 50 years old, so it's dropping a lot. We have around 600 people using drugs registered in our central register, so anyone in Macau is going to the doctor, to the hospital, or being caught by the police or whatever, they'll do a registration, and we have a central registration and the data will go to that central registration. So according to that data, we have around 600 people using drugs. So the place I work is ARTM. We established in the year 2000 as ARTM, but we already came from Portugal with a different name since '93. But then happened some situation, we split and we transformed in the ARTM, and since then I'm in charge. The ARTM, I mean, we work in the four pillars. So we work in treatment, prevention, harm reduction, policy advocacy. So this is our office, I mean our facilities. The therapeutic community is a new one, it was built by the government in 2016. So it's a male and a female therapeutic community. Then we have the aftercare, supporting people that leave the prison, or supporting people that finish our treatment program, or people that are just stabilized on methadone. Then we have the prevention department that we call Be Cool project, the one we're going to talk about. And we have the harm reduction department, which we call the needle syringe program. So it's like a day center where the people can go there, exchange needles, get new ones, have lunch, have dinner, and have a shower, or just stay there the day. We have counselors and we have nurses to support them. And basically most part of the people in the therapeutic community, they are coming from our needle syringe program. So we managed to refer a lot of people to the TC. So drug prevention in Macau, we have a good system, a cooperation with the Macau government. We have the Narcotics Commission. We have the Youth Drug Commission that normally every 3 months we join together, NGOs, government departments, education department, police, that we all discuss how the things are moving on in Macau according to the youth consumption. We have the quarterly meeting also between NGOs and the government, in this case the social affair. We also have a cooperation with the government to build, to make this newsletter we call Smart Family. Also the government is providing the life education support, which is the Giraffe Herald, this program from Australia, I don't know if you have heard, mainly for the Chinese community. And regarding RTM, we also have a family monthly meeting open to the people to the families that they have their family members in the treatment, and open to anyone that have a problem. So I'll just focus about our work in generally. So, but the government and other NGOs, they are working in the prevention to the Chinese community. But we have agreement with the government because I'm Portuguese, we have to speak English, we don't speak Chinese, so we focus in the Portuguese community and the English-speaking community. And the government and the other NGOs like YMCA, Senkongoi, Don Bosco, they focus in the Chinese community. So Be Cool project, I mean, we've been working in the prevention since 2005, going to the schools, but then we are very small. Not many people working, and we noticed that we are being, taking out our focus from the treatment, and so we decided to speak with the government to open this Be Cool project in 2011, so we could separate the teams, and we have a team just focused in treatment, and one team just focused in the prevention. So at the Be Cool, we target the youth between age 11 to 25 years old. Portuguese and English speaking. That doesn't mean if someone in Chinese go to us, or we welcome and he can join, there's no problem at all. We develop youth personal and social skills, help integrate in the local community, because there are many Filipino kids. They are coming from the Philippines, so they need to be integrated. They need to be, unfortunately, there's kind of racism between the Filipino and the Chinese and the Portuguese, so they try to not go along. So if we have many Philippine kids coming to our place, then the Portuguese kids will not come because they are sons of the mates. So it's kind of racist, unfortunately. So we promote a healthy lifestyle while developing youngsters' self-esteem and self-confidence. We provide support to the community regarding social and psychological problems, family, behavior, emotional issues, and also it's a place where the people just can go there, hang out, play some soccer game, whatever, and stay with us all day. So we do also schools drug prevention since 2005. We focus on learning and practice personal social skills, coping with the stress and negative emotions, decision-making, resistance skills, change perception of the risk associated with the substance use. We dispel misconceptions about expectations, because we can see a lot of the information about prevention that is not real, is not true, like those ones, your brain is burning, all that stuff. So the kids, they see these kind of things, they try to tell them that is not the reality, that's what they need to believe. And also, when we do prevention, because we know, unfortunately, some of those kids eventually going to use drugs one day. So we also try to give the message: if you're going to use, I mean, how you need how to prevent in order you don't have an overdose. So we also try to teach them in a way they understand that if they're going to use, better not. We hope not, but these are the consequences if you do the things in a way that should not be. We create a lot of awareness campaigns. We see after parents associations. We go to the parents association to talk also about drugs, to the school teachers. We also have a support from the education department, where we try to give guidelines to schools regarding the international prevention on the standards from the UN, how the schools should deal with when kids are using drugs in the schools. workplace talks, communities, church, neighborhoods, associations, Scots, and Flying Eagle Association. It's a Chinese association with thousands of people going to this to have kind of a military training, something like that. So we also, one of the activities of them is to bring them to our treatment center, where we provide them some drug prevention as well, information. So we also focus in other activities, violence, domestic, alcohol prevention and information. We are discussing now to ban the selling alcohol to the youth below 18 years old. I think this year, at the end of the year, there's going to be a consultation. Tobacco, also not allowed to sell to the minors just since last year, if I'm not mistaken. Sex education, information, HIV/AIDS, drug law dissemination and research. These are other works that we do in our team at the Be Cool. So these are our facilities. They are very small, very small. I think Bjorn been there, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not so sure, but they are very, very, very small. But in next year, around March, we're going to open a new place, a bigger one. So we are very eager to for the next year. So activities for the teens, we do a lot. So to create awareness about the effects and consequences of the drug abuse. To guide teenagers, so we take them to the beach, we take them to a lot of going out with them as well, so they can, because most part of these guys, they are Filipinos, they are Vietnam, so we try to engage them in the, oh, Jesus, the time's up. So school drug prevention informative talks are going to jump out that we are doing. This is the research that we do in the schools. So when we ask them, when we ask them if the 12 to 18 years old, for Form 1 to Form 6, English and Portuguese curriculum schools only. And we have, so most part of the people have tried alcohol, as you can see, but 45% of the students never try alcohol, tobacco. And have you ever tried illegal drugs? 335 people said no, 85%, so they never try. If those ones have tried, the main is cannabis, as you can see. And opinion to how to avoid using drugs, most or part of them, they said parents' communication is the best way for them to avoid using drugs. So this is just research that we make from the schools. They have much more questions, but I just choose these ones. So we have a newsletter made by the kids that are going to the Be Cool. So we want them to go out to make interviews to the people, to the director of the social fair, etc. So they be involved and engaged in activities. We take them to camping. Okay, we have a basketball tournament, Porto Be Cool. I mean, we connect with another institution, which is the official football team, Porto. So we connect with them, and then our kids are competing in the national level in Macau in the basketball. So it's if you drink, don't drive, because we got a sponsor from a bar, so that's why. So arts and crafts, we also do dance and competitions. So we engage in a lot of the bands, engage music, and also improve to make more bands, local bands, to come out. Drug awareness drawing contests. We are cooperating also with the University of Macau, making posters about HIV, sex, and also about alcohol. And we engage with the celebrities from Macau to come to our place and to give positive message to the kids. They can just play around. We have psychological support and counseling to them, not only about drugs, but also issues regarding family problems also, mainly about family problems. And we also have family group support meeting every month. They can we have a gathering of the families, families of those ones are in the treatment center, families of those ones are in the aftercare program, families of those ones are in the needle syringe program. So it's open to all kind of families, and where they can support each other. Parents workshop, which goes for many things: HIV, drug law, substance abuse, a lot of subjects that we engage. On the 26th of June, we try to celebrate this day with all the communities, Portuguese, Filipino, Vietnam. So we engage, because it's a universal, it's a transversal problem, so we engage in all the communities. And this HIV/AIDS, actually we just won yesterday as the most creative prize from the Red Ribbon, because we went to the streets with these two beautiful guys to promote safe sex education. These are our ARTM, Harm Reduction Department, our needle syringe program. So not only provide needles, but also go to the hospital to visit the people and refer the people to treatment. So, and this is, in Macau, we have a low prevalence of HIV/AIDS. So this you can see out and in means the syringe that we gave and we collect. So how we collect, when they give the syringe to us, we provide some needles and we provide some cup noodles or coffee or Coke or Fanta, whatever they want. So according to the number of needles they provide, if it's cup noodles, for instance, if they give 10 syringe, we can give a cup noodle with a sausage or the egg, so we improves the, so that's why we have around 85% of return rate. And I think the most important is that we have 0 infection of HIV among the people that inject drugs for 4 consecutive years. And that is thanks to the needle syringe program and to the methadone program. And these are our conclusions. Prevention works, but we cannot forget that there's other factors that can lead to the experimentation. As someone was today saying that unfortunately we cannot have drug-free societies and communities, and we need to face that and build our strategies in realities and not in fantasies. Prevention works, but we cannot forget eventually someone will be trying and might be a dependent, and we'll need to adequate support, treatment, and help. So our efforts, and I listen here, many problems here for the women, for instance, here, I listen, there's no treatment for women around the region, looks like. So these are the things that we also need to advocate for the women here, have also treatment and a place to go. Prevention works, but we need to be realistic and truthful when we are providing. We can reduce drug use and supply in our communities, but we need for that to fight as well the corruption, the lack of treatment, the lack of harm reduction measures, the lack of human values and the poverty. Drug strategies need to be built as a whole: prevention, treatment, harm reduction, policies, and law enforcement. No one should be sentenced to prison solely because of using drugs. Alternatives should be considered. And families always play an important role in preventing, but also in supporting those ones in recovery. So, and these are our big cool team that they are working an amazing job. And our Antonio Guterres, my fellow Portuguese. And this is a case of what doesn't work. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Augusto. Next to Mr. B. Chandrasekhar, IPS Inspector General of Police, Special Task Force, Punjab, India.
Good afternoon. I would be speaking on behalf of the Punjab government, what we have done so far. A lot has been said about the problem of drug abuse in Punjab. As the Indians know, Punjab is a northwestern state. It has its own geographical peculiarity. We have had drug influx from across the border. Nowadays, there are newer routes being explored from Gujarat coast and from the northeast also. We have based our response to this problem based on 2 surveys, the 2015 survey of AIMS and the 2019 survey of NDDTC. We have been, in the sense the Punjab government has been working closely with Dr. Ambekar. Dr. Bhola also has been our consultant. And of late, we have started working with SPYM also. We have been devising strategies and policies also in response to this problem. This is the survey of AIMS. This is the magnitude of substance use in India. If you look at Punjab, 28.5% of the population, approximately 27 lakhs, they require treatment. Cannabis, 5.7 lakh people require treatment. Opioids, which include opium, heroin, and pharmaceutical opioids, 7.2 lakh people require treatment. The others are sedatives, inhalants, cocaine, amphetamines. This is the implementing structure we have in Punjab now. There is a cabinet subcommittee headed by the CM. There is a special group on drugs constituted and headed by the Home Secretary. There is an Apex committee headed by the Chief Secretary, and since we consider it as a mission to eradicate this drug problem, we have formed district mission teams headed by the district magistrate, and in every subdivision there is a subdivision mission team. There is a senior IAS officer appointed as the nodal officer to coordinate efforts of all the government departments, and we and STF, Special Task Force, we are the key implementing and coordinating agency. The overall comprehensive approach has a three-pronged strategy: enforcement, de-addiction, and prevention. Enforcement is what we do as police officers. We implement the NDPS Act. We apprehend drug traffickers and put them in jail, and basically aim to cut the supply chain. And for demand reduction, we have two strategies: the de-addiction, where we treat the drug abuse victims through the de-addiction centers, rehab centers, as well as the OAT clinics. I would take a few minutes on the OAT clinics. This is an outpatient model where the drug addict need not be admitted as an inpatient. He can come to the clinic, take his medicine, and carry on with his daily activities. We have about 181 OAT clinics functional at the moment. The third aspect is the prevention strategy. Unless we do prevention, the enforcement and the de-addiction would not be of much use. Prevention has again three components. There are two programs running in Punjab at the moment. One is the DAPO program. DAPO stands for Drug Abuse Prevention Officer. Any adult member of the society can volunteer to supplement and work in this drug control program. He is a common citizen. He does volunteer work, and he is given awards recognition, but it is purely honorary. The second program which I am going to talk about, because the topic is about the school and the family, that is the buddy program. Buddy program, I'll come to that in detail. The third aspect of the prevention is the awareness programs being conducted by the Punjab government. Now the buddy program. It was launched on Independence Day last year by the CM. This is the buddy program logo, that Tu Mera Buddy. In Punjabi, Tu Mera means you are my buddy. This is the buddy program scope. It covers approximately 40 lakh students from 6th standard onwards up to the university level in the state. It is not a pilot project, or it's not a pilot program. It is a complete program covering the whole state, because we feel that this problem needs to be tackled now, because enough damage has already been done. And it covers approximately 3 lakh teachers and college lecturers. It is implemented within the classroom. Nobody comes from outside to do this program. It is within the school and the college itself. The teachers and the lecturers are trained through a group of master trainers at the subdivision block level. All the teachers are going to be trained. Almost about 60% of the teachers and lecturers have already been trained so far. The master trainers, they are basically from all the government departments. They are trained at the state level. And the training material is uniform throughout the state to ensure clarity, uniformity, simplicity, and certainty. The buddy program, Punjab means 5 rivers. So we have the 5 pillars of buddy program. The foundation is positivity. It is not a negative scare campaign. It is based on positivity. The 4 pillars are peer support of the buddy group, guidance and supervision of the teachers, partnership with the parents, and the support of the administration, and long-term engagement. This is the structure. If you see, there are 5 buddies. The senior buddy is the class teacher. There is a nodal officer in every educational institution. Remember, this is a structured program. We don't just go lecture and then come back. It is a structured program with a well-defined structure with clearly defined roles for every level. And the principal or the head of the institution. The principal reports to district nodal officer. There are 5 departments involved in this. Departments of school education, higher education, technical education, medical education, and Department of Health. The subdivision mission team, which I have already told you about, the district mission team, and the state government. Who are the stakeholders in this program? The students, teachers, nodal officer, principal, parents, district authorities, STF, and the state government. And all stakeholders, we are in constant interaction. The teacher is the pivot of this program. As I already told you, nobody comes from outside to tell them about what is the good or bad about these drugs. The teacher is the pivot, and he is termed as the senior buddy because maximum learning in the students is through peers and teachers. And the teacher also gets benefited from this program because the performance improves. The process of formation of buddy group. Buddy group is basically, the buddy group is from 3 to 5 students, and it is from within the class or the section only. The class teacher is the one who forms the buddy group because he knows about each and every student. And while forming the buddy group, he takes into consideration the temperament of the students, the academic levels of the students, and it is not any fixed group. It can be shuffled as per need. There is a weekly period. Every Saturday, half an hour is allocated for interaction among the buddies. And there is a monthly awareness period where all the buddy groups come together and then exchange ideas. These are the awareness material which we provide to all the schools and colleges. Short videos, role plays. Role of a buddy. What will the buddy do? Buddy is basically a student. He will protect and guide other buddies in the group. It is a peer-led program in that sense. There are 5 questions which the buddy will answer. These are the 5 questions to develop the skills in the students. What are drugs and their ill effects? Each student is taught these 5 questions and to answer them. Who is a buddy? What is a buddy group and how does it function? How to say no to drugs? Because research has shown all over the world that merely just saying no is not going to help. We have to do other things also along with it. How to recognize the signs of drug abuse in your buddy and what to do if these signs are observed. These are the 7 skills we seek to develop in all the students. We have developed all these material in consultation with psychologists, eminent educationists in the state. Assertiveness skills, refusal skills, confrontation skills, thought modification skills, decision-making skills, conflict resolution skills, and self-esteem skills. The role of the teacher being the pivot. These are some of the roles which a teacher is supposed to perform. Provide solutions to problem. I think all of you can go through. Indicators. Click on the indicators. Next one. Yeah. These are the indicators which a teacher is supposed to observe. Physical indicators, academic indicators. If any of these things are observed, then it is likely that the student is going into drug use. Behavioral indicators. Coming to the role of the nodal officer, he is supposed to coordinate all the buddy group activities and the buddy program in the institution. Principal is the mission leader in the institution. He is supposed to provide infrastructure. He's going to implement, monitor, guide and support. Ensure family support and counseling mechanism for the students and the family. And he is going to be the coordinating person for all the stakeholders involved. Parents, since one of the aspects is also involvement of the family. Parents in Punjab probably do not interact with the children as much as it is required. So there is a concept called upward filtering which we try to tell the parents about. Upward filtering is where the parents learn from the children. What are the drugs and what is it that is happening in the school and all that. These are the things which parents are taught to do. And like I told you, this program is based on positivity. We encourage children and the schools to do one positive activity every day. It could be sports, it could be any hobby, it could be any co-curricular activity, NCC, NSS, any kind of social service. And positive activities, because we encourage them to do, because they aid in natural release of endorphins, serotonin, oxytocin, dopamine, and adrenaline. The DMT, SDMT, district mission team headed by the district magistrate, subdivision mission team headed by the subdivisional magistrate. These are all the responsibilities. It is a win-win situation for the teachers, the educational institution, as well as the state government. Most importantly, this program has been designed to be cost-free. It is not going to cost anything extra to the state. We are using the existing infrastructure, the existing teachers, the existing schools, educational institutions. We are not hiring anybody from outside to implement this program. And the children have confidence in their teachers, so they listen to their teachers, they have faith in their teachers. So this is what we have designed, so that this thing, the existing infrastructure, can be put to use. And because we mix students of different temperaments and academic proficiency, the weaker students are clubbed with stronger students academically. And we have seen, we have started getting reports that the performance of the weaker students has also improved after this. These are some of the research we have done before launching this program. All these are, you can go through. Social interaction skills, we also encourage them to develop this. This is over. There has been tremendous response to this problem in all the North Indian states. The 5 states, 7 states in fact, of North India have come together to tackle this problem. There have been 2 regional conferences of the chief ministers, and the states involved are J&K, Himachal, Punjab, Rajasthan, Delhi, Uttarakhand, and Chandigarh. An interstate drug control secretariat is already established at Panchkula, where information is shared on real-time basis, not just about enforcement, but also about other activities. The Punjab model of all these DAPO program, buddy program, they have been adopted by all these states with suitable modifications as per their local requirements. This is it about buddy program in Punjab. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chandrasekhar, for the clear and crisp presentation of a beautiful program. We'll go to Ms. Frida. She's from Indonesia.
Good afternoon, all. Thanks God, I'm taller compared to this podium. And last session, last discussion in this session, we will discussing about the roles of family and school in working with children and students. Okay, as we know, addiction has very diverse causes. It involves complex interaction between the individuals, such as neurobiological, psychological, personality traits, etc. And the individuals is interaction bidirectional with the environment, such as family conditions, school, peer, culture, and access to substance, etc. Studies have shown that most of substance users have started using substances before 18 years of age, and the fact that generally young people start using substances because of the peer pressure they had. Furthermore, children who have been recognized as high risk in terms of substance abuse and addiction have lower ability to endure failure compared to the low-risk group. And I'll give you illustration. All of us know that family is considered as the first environmental factor for developmental changes, especially the affective, emotional, and social development of children. During the first years of life, babies must form at least one reliable, consistent, nurturing relationship in which they feel unconditionally loved and completely cared of. And psychodynamic perspectives show us that lack of responsive parenting in early childhood has also been linked to behavioral problems later in life, including emotional problems, aggressiveness, violent behavior, and, of course, substance abuse. And unfortunately, ability to cope stressor and endure failure is not given after birth. It was created by design through warm and healthy family and good parenting skill that takes into account the stages of child development. According to psychosocial theory, children ages about 2-3 years old develop an autonomy for her or himself. They always want to try to do everything themselves. And of course, the result often not perfect. Okay. Parents who do not understand the stages of the child development sometimes upset and then respond with over-criticism to the child. This seems trivial, but in fact, this is a forerunner to the occurrence of self-esteem disorder later. Child and adolescent with low self-esteem have risk factor for addiction. Thus, providing knowledge about appropriate care and responsive parenting in family is one of the efforts to reduce risk factors. These two illustrations show that the role of family or parenting care cannot be ruled out in dealing with addiction. And appropriate strategies such as prevention and early intervention to reduce such risk factors and enhancing the protective factors that taking account family and school is urgently needed. Children became the main focus of handling addiction. Commission on Narcotic Drugs, UNODC, Vienna, in Ministerial Declaration, mentioned commitment to safeguarding the future and ensuring that no one affected by the world drug problem is left behind by enhancing the effort to bridge the gaps in addressing the persistent and emerging trends and challenge through the implementation of balanced, integrated, comprehensive, multidisciplinary, and of course, scientific evidence-based responses to the world drug problem, placing the safety, health, and well-being of all members of society, in particular of youth and children, at the center of the efforts. And it's also UNGA's outcome document was the product of years of discussion within and between member states and with contributors from CSOs at the national, regional, and global levels. The document describes how countries should be tackling drug-related problems. The outcome document set out 7 chapters. 2 of them are demand reduction and cross-cutting issue about drugs and human rights, youth, children, and women and communities. So many programs developed by many organizations. The program implements in a range of different activities, such as student empowerment program, teacher sensitization program, which equips teachers with the necessary skills to approach and discuss the topic of substance abuse with students, positive parenting program, community participation program, and other alternative pursuit program which enable teenagers to channel their energy toward positive goals. And we, Green Crescent, is one of NGO that very consistent in working with children, family, and school to protecting society and youth from harmful habits and making them aware of dangers and harms of addictions. We also offer the program called TBM, and before TBM, Green Crescent has some small-scale programs that effective only at local level. It means individual programs, so unaware of each other, and works without a sustainable structure and assessment. Okay. This is the TBM has been developed taking into account the prevention standard established by the UNODC and Turkey sociological culture. TBM has prevention training modules for preschool, primary school, secondary school, and high school, and also adult as well. Okay. The modules consist of totally about 18 modules, and the modules can use in other countries after cultural adaptation. The modules translated into Russian, Arabic, Bosnia, English, and French. Indonesia is going to adapt it as well. The work for cultural adaptation is to be doing in collaboration with the Green Crescent team. And TBM also developed an assessment and evaluation tools and manual of the program. Consists of two parts with which the level of knowledge and sensory evaluation. There are 12 provinces has been selected according to notes in sample, and the result is TBM is effective for making adolescents and children have positive emotional expression and enhancing knowledge about drug and addiction. There are some other programs Green Crescent offer as a complementary action of TBM to complete the TBM mission regarding informing and creation of awareness. They are life skill training program and program on addiction intervention in school. YBEP main objective are enhancing coping skill, such as ability to say no, managing negative emotion, etc., while OBM main objective is enhancing school counselors' intervention capacity. This is our program. And the last, my message is, it is true that children are potential market for drugs, but they are also a potential market for healthy life fighters. The choice is in our hands, whether we want to take it or not. 7 chapters of prevention effort in the UNODC document can only be carried out by professionals who are healthy and psychologically prosperous. Although addiction involves many cases, I see that preparing children to have high tolerance to stressor is quite important. Creating people who are physically and psychologically healthy to become fighters for a healthy lifestyle must start early. Thus, the smallest environment of these children, the family, school, must be prepared. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Frida. So we've been discussing the role of family and school in working with children and students.